And I'll small workers. So good morning, everybody. It's so lovely to have you back. This morning, we're going to do a series of different pranayama, specifically for neuroplasticity. Now, I'm not sitting here promising that that's what is going to happen, but I have been doing my own series of different pranayama with that on mind, based on my understanding of physiology and neuroscience. And I think most of you know that I have degrees in both, so it's not just like a shot in the dark. Some of the pranayama that we're going to do in this series are a little strong. So if at any time you feel that the strong pranayama are not right for you, just sit back and do a gentle breathing practice instead. I often talk about as well doing the calming breathing practices for anxiety management and the potential of more active practices having the reverse effect. And that is true, but sometimes doing strong pranayama, especially if you're having an anxious moment at that time, can actually cut through rumination. And so it's important to note that. But finally, my last caveat, if you have any high blood pressure, cardiovascular conditions, bipolar, or a history of psychosis, just don't do the more intense pranayama that I'm going to do. Do just gentle breathing during that time because it's going to be a mix going back and forth. Okay. So we're actually going to use a little bit of Wim Hof's method of breathing to start. Some of you might be familiar with it and some not. It's a mouth breathing practice, which is interesting because I don't generally teach that. I'm all about nose breathing. But I actually really like this practice and I do it quite often. Generally, it's practiced lying down. So it would be like this, right? And I hope you can all kind of see me. I'm trying to lean the camera. And you pull the breath in on the inhale. So it looks like this. And you let the breath out on the exhale. Like that. And you imagine that when you're inhaling, that you're pulling the air into the head. You can't really do that. That's not how the uptake of oxygen works, but you imagine it. You do that 30 times or as many times as you can do when I do 30. You might go a little slower if you're new to it, which is absolutely fine. At the end of 30, you hold the breath out. Right? So you just let the breath be out. And then you wait for as long as you can. And then you inhale in. And then you hold the breath for a count of 30. You inhale, you hold the breath for a count of 30, and you do it again. Now, when you do this on your own, if you like this practice, you won't be subject to somebody else's breath capacity. But knowing that we're doing it as a team, I'm going to hold my breath out for 30 seconds, and then we'll all hold the breath in for 30 seconds if we can. But when you do it on your own, you might be able to hold your breath out for much longer than 30 seconds. In fact, because you let go of so much carbon dioxide, it's likely you'll be able to hold your breath out longer than you can at any other time in your life on the third round of this breathing practice, meaning that we repeat it 3 more times. After we do that, we're going to do a short round of coherent breathing for about 5 minutes. We're going to then do this again, and then we're going to do a brief period of alternate nostril breathing. I know it's a lot. I'm happy to explain why I've chosen all of these things together at the end. It's probably going to take us about 35 minutes, which means that it'll cut the Q&A a little bit short, but I think it's worth it. So we all ready? Right? And remember, it's your responsibility if you don't like anything to let go of it. Do note that the Wim Hof breathing can leave you with a state of elation and tingling in the fingers and toes. Okay, so let's all lie down together. You can do it sitting up, but generally that's not how it's taught in the beginning. Right? I'm all wrapped up cozy here. I'll give you a moment to settle. Do have your eyes closed for this. Feel your natural breathing. And let's begin together. We're going to do 30 rounds inhaling. Hold the breath out. Inhale through the mouth, holding the breath for 30 seconds. Exhale out slowly and long through the mouth. And we're going to repeat. Hold the breath out. Inhale the breath in slowly through the mouth. Hold for 30. Exhale slowly through the mouth. On this last round, you're going to hold the breath out for as long as you can and then inhale for the 30-second hold. So I'm not going to guide that last part. Let's begin together. If you have held the inhale and held the exhale and exhaled, please just sit with your eyes closed waiting. If you're still doing it, that's fine. I'm going to bring up for coherent breathing. So you're either continuing with the hold or you're just waiting with the eyes closed. If anyone is new to coherent breathing, you're going to continue doing this in the lying down. It's an inhale of 6 seconds and an exhale of 6 seconds, which is going to be guided by a track in the background. If you cannot inhale or exhale for that length of time, do not push yourself. Stop the inhale, wait for a second or so, and then when the next tone comes, exhale with it. Do not push your breath and don't elongate beyond, even if you can breathe longer. I'm going to play the track. We're going to do it actually for a little bit longer than 5 minutes. We'll do it for 7.
Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
And we're going to cease the coherent breathing and move on once again to the Wim Hof style of intense inhalation through the mouth, 3 more rounds before a short alternate nostril breathing. Let's go together, 30 counts. Breath holding out, breath holding in. Begin now. And inhale through the mouth for a count of 30. Exhale through the mouth. Repeat. Hold the breath out. Inhale, hold the breath in. 30 seconds. Exhale through the mouth slowly. And this last round, you're going to hold the breath out for as long as you can, and then inhale for 30. If you finish, just be with the experience. If you're still going, I'm going to wait a few more seconds before I switch the breath practice to the last one. Often the last round does give rise to strong experience. It can be memories, it can be elation. It might be emotive in a painful way, in a pleasant way. It's kind of a processing time. It changes each day as I do it. And slowly make your way up to sit. Don't rush. If you're in the middle of something big for you, you can lay down and continue it. Otherwise, sit up. You don't have to open your eyes. I've opened mine, but that's just to see you. I'm the teacher. Keep yours closed if you can. Keep the experience inward. Yeah. And yoga, prana, breath, life force can exit even through your eyes. So with alternate nostril breathing, I'm going to give the verbal directions. If you already have your own practice, just go ahead. For those of you that don't, you're going to tuck in your index and middle finger. Your thumb and your ring finger and your pinky are going to be pointing out. You're going to place your thumb on your right nostril, and you're going to inhale for a count of 4 into your left nostril. You're going to take your ring finger after the 4 and close the left nostril and hold for a count of 4. And you're going to exhale now through the right nostril through a count of 6, if you can. You're going to inhale through the right nostril for 4. You're going to hold, closing the right nostril for 4. Exhale through the left nostril for 6. Inhale through the left nostril 4. Close, hold. Exhale through the right nostril, count of 6. For those of you that can't breathe, just do gentle breathing at this time. If you're having trouble breathing in through an individual nostril. Inhale for 4 through the right. Hold. Exhale for 6 through the left. You need to keep the count because I can't really talk and count accurately. Try to keep the breathing in and breathing out subtle. Try to keep your counts of seconds slow so you don't speed up. If, however, that rate feels like it's too much for you to manage, inhale for 3, hold for 3, exhale for 4. Right? It's absolutely fine to need time to build up. Feeling slightly breathless in this practice is not a problem, though, and it's actually part of growing it. So if you can maintain it, do go ahead. We're going to do 7 more rounds together. That means through the left nostril, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. So complete 7 more on your own, and then relax, relaxing the hand down, and just notice your experience with the eyes closed. So whatever you're doing now, 7 more for now. If you're done, keeping the eyes closed, and just watch the inhale and exhale, bringing the active mind, if it is active, back to the breath. It might be a little quieter. Don't worry if it's not. If you're still going, you'll soon be done with your 7th round if you were doing the same count that I suggested. Thank yourself for your practice. Wish yourself well. And I'd like to thank all of you as well for your practice, for showing up this morning to be with me. I've been thinking that if I'm to do these sessions more, I would probably continue along this line because this is the practice I'm doing for myself every morning. And since I work very long days anyway, if I'm going to offer free things in the morning, I kind of need to link it up with my own practice. And I was thinking that because actually I do it for a longer time, the coherent breathing is about 20 minutes, the alternate nostril breathing is longer, than there's a meditation, that if this was popular with others, that we would just do it every day together, becoming familiar, and we would grow it as a team. So I'm super interested in how everybody felt about it. You can write it in the chat. We can't all speak. I'm going to remove the spotlight and put it on gallery view so I can see all of you. Do you know that we're still recording? And if you have questions, I'm happy that you liked it. So the best way to ask me a question, if you can figure it out through the Zoom way, would be on the bottom of the screen for most of you is the control panel. It'll say participants. If you click that, participants, you'll get a column on the right-hand side, and under names, it'll say a few things like invite. It might say mute, it'll have dots or more, and you can click there and it'll say raise hand if you want to raise your hand. A blue hand will appear and I can answer questions, or you can have comments in an order. If you can't figure it out, you can simply unmute yourself. Liz Cole, do you want to unmute yourself? Liz?
Hello, yeah.
Hi.
Hello, can you see me?
I can't see you, but I can hear you, so it's okay.
You can see
Oh,
me
there
now.
you are.
On. That's brilliant. I think to do it as a community would be great. And I think, I'd love to practice it every day. And it'd be great to do it as a community because I think there's strength there.
Yeah.
I had a question about banders. Should we be holding banders?
This practice doesn't have the holding of bandhas right now. It's interesting you asked it because I'm starting, even though I don't know it to be part of Wim Hof's practice, I'm starting bandha work with the holds out. So I'm doing some Uddiyana bandha only. And I thought, like you said, if we did it as a community every day, we would grow it to be quite what we would consider an advanced practice. And I'd bring in some other things, but probably over the course of 6 weeks, doing it like that. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Irene Clark.
Hi there. Hi. That was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. Thank you. I wanted to know if you could explain any of the science behind the Wim Hof breathing, because I've tried to find that in my research, just haven't been able to come across it, like the carbon dioxide levels and that kind of thing.
Well, to the best of what I would understand, which is different than what he says, what happens is when you breathe like that, you release an exceptional amount of carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide is actually necessary for your body and a vasodilator, and it supports the carriage of oxygen because it's a vasodilator, as well as for some other reasons. When you then inhale, after you've let go of so much carbon dioxide, your ability to hold the breath out is significantly increased because it takes time for the carbon dioxide levels to rise. And this process as well has an impact where the carbon dioxide is quite low and then high on vascular flexibility within the brain, at least theoretically, thereby enhancing the way that the brain's blood flow occurs and suggests potential neuroplastic capacity. There are other reasons as well. And if you're interested more, so I'm doing a breath level training, a 3-hour one, I think next week, followed by the more advanced one, level 4, 4 hours the week after. And I'll be going into these kind of physiological theories in much greater depth because it takes time to unpack them.
That would be great. Yeah, I'd be really interested in that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's on the website. I
Okay.
think it's happening next Tuesday, the first one, but I'm not sure. I didn't look before.
Yeah, I can have a look. Brilliant. Thank you.
Is there anyone that didn't like this? Because I need, this is something new for me. This is what I'm doing. And to be completely honest, I don't usually share what I'm doing. I generally offer the community what I think is going to be helpful for a greater collection of people. So I need some feedback as to how it was for you. Was it too much? Did it not work? How did it land? Any comments? So a bunch of you liked it, but that might mean that some of you didn't. Okay. Andy? Yes? Hi.
I was just going to say, I'm a nose breather. I'm not a mouth breather at all. So being a yoga teacher, I'm so used to breathing through my nose. So I found that really strange and quite chilling on the throat and drying. But once I got into it by the sort of second, third round, I kind of got used to it. But yeah, I've never done that method before. So that was new to me and it felt a bit alien.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I'm with you because I'm huge nostril breathing, always talking about it, teaching it. And so actually what I've been doing is comparing this effect against Kapalabhati for myself to determine if I might prefer it, because there are a lot of similarities. And actually my experience is that the potency of the practice with the mouth breathing is greater than Kapalabhati. And so I've decided, and yeah, there's a coolness in the throat that comes in, but it starts to change as you continuously do it. But I'm right there with you. I've had the same feelings. Yeah, great. Okay, so we have 3 more questions. Oh, and I have 1 minute. Okay, we're gonna have to be quick because I have to walk Minnie and then run to meetings. Well, not run to them. We all know they're all over Zoom. Andy, and then Lillian, and then Shanae.
Hi there. I just wanted to say thank you very much. I've never done pranayama for quite so long at any one time, which is kind of embarrassing in a sense because I am a trainee yoga teacher. But so what I found with the coherent breathing was that I was doing some really gentle belly breathing, and I tried to carry that on throughout the 7 minutes. But what I found was that at times I felt that it wasn't enough, and I needed to take some deeper breaths that were just a bit more fulfilling. So do you find that you do that, or do you carry on with the slightly? Because in the 6.
No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to be quick because we're already at time. So no, I don't find that, but I've been practicing it for many, many years. Do what you need to do for now, but do be advised that over time you won't need it. And if you look at some other videos I've done around coherent breathing, you'll understand in greater depth why you keep this particular rate. But it is not an uncommon experience for yoga teachers in the beginning used to longer breath practices. Okay. Thanks, Andy. Lillian?
Just to say thanks very much. I'm not very experienced at all, but I found that really difficult at first, but I think I can do it, and I really appreciated it. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. So that's really good feedback. It's not an easy combo. It's quite an advanced putting together of it. But if we did do it every day, I think we'd all get up to speed, not to mention be able to grow it. So let me think about it. And if I decide that on Monday, I will begin the practice of let's do it every day minus weekends, probably. We'll see about weekends together. Let me sit on it for a few days. You'll get an email, it'll go out in the newsletter and you can all sign up. Um, and I thank you for being here with me and being really open. Yeah, the mouth will be dry during this practice, Carmel. It's not uncommon. So the idea is to just allow this practice for this time. And I'm very much aware with all of the research on nose breathing and various different things. But this is just a unique short circumstance that we're creating, and we have other nostril breathing to make up for it. Okay, everyone, have a lovely day. And thank you for all of your feedback. Take care. Namaste.